Journey Poe's Quarantine Cooking Show.
Hello, I'm Journey Poe, and you're watching Journey Poe's Quarantine Cooking Show. Today's recipe is going to be butternut squash tacos. But first things first, wash your hands. At least 20 seconds. I can't sing happy birthday because it's copyrighted. Dry your hands. Preheat the oven to 400. For this step, we need a pan. So we are going to fill the pan up with enough water to cover the squash. So you want it like not quite submerged and a little bit underwater. And now a step that's not absolutely necessary, but I still like to do, is to spice the water. So I like this nice vegan broth base. Just a bit of that in there. Some paprika. Bit of that. You're not going to be hearing any measurements in this cooking show. Ground cumin. A little bit less cumin than everything else. Cumin's pretty strong. Chili powder. A different type of chili powder. One more type of chili powder. Fork it. Put the squash into your mixture of spices and such. Now to the oven. Let those go for about 25 to 30 minutes. Wash your hands again. Alright, we're back. The butternut squash is in the oven, and I've got an onion here. We are going to be doing some no-soak beans in an Instant Pot. I'm going to show you how to cut an onion. So, to cut your onion, you cut it in half once, and you cut these ends off. Only this end you leave intact. Throw that into the sink. And now you peel the first layer off, and you're left with Alright, so we got our peeled onion halves, and now what we're going to do is we're going to make cuts along the radius of the onion. You kind of have the knife curved and follow these little grooves that are set in the onion. Notice, remember, a sharp knife is more safe than a dull knife, because a dull knife, you're putting more pressure onto the knife itself. Therefore, if you get a cut, it'll be worse, because there's more pressure. Throw away the top part of the onion. Alright, so now I'm going to make some broth for the beans. So the lid on this says 2 teaspoons broth base to 1 cup water. So for this, we're going to need 3 teaspoons of broth base. And now, fork. And something else that you can do that's kind of optional is to add spices to it. I like to do some chili powder, some paprika, and a different variety of chili powder. Now fork it again. And you're ready to make your beans. Now we put the Instant Pot on saute and add some olive oil. And you're going to cook the onions until they're translucent, as with most recipes that call for onions. Now that our onions are done, we're going to add our broth and our beans. Along with our seasoned water, we're going to pour in 4 cups of broth of your choice. Stir it a little bit. Now we're going to put it on for 47 minutes on manual and let the pressure release naturally. Now, using an oven mitt, take the butternut squash out of the oven. Keep it nice and toasty. And in order to make it sure that it's done, fork it. Should be nice and soft. Alright, so you're going to want to let this butternut squash cool for a while until you try to go on to the next step. Wash your hands again. Alright, so now what we're going to want to do is get this nice meat of the butternut squash separated from the skin. So we make vertical cuts, kind of like you're cutting an avocado or a mango or something like that. And you're going to go along. Try not to cut the bottom part of the skin, because that's kind of something that you want to keep in there. And now we're going to go the other way. Again, trying not to cut the bottom of the skin. Now we're going to go around the whole thing, just to kind of get the skin somewhat separated on the sides. Just kind of go around the edges of the butternut squash. There we go. And now I'm going to cut along the bottom. Try and get this done. Get it into a bowl. Go. And kind of cut along the bottom, trying to get all the little pieces off. You can use a spoon for this. I'm probably going to try that. And as you can tell, there's no real right way to do this. There's no non-messy way. If there was a non-messy way, I would have used it.
It's all messy. Just try to keep it clean up.
There we go. Alright. So now we're going to throw this away. If you have a compost, any of these would be great in compost. Just because if you have a garden, any of this would make great compost. I'm just scraping the rest of it into the bowl. Alright, now it's in the bowl. And we're on to the stove. So now we have oil heating up, and we're going to saute some onions to put some flavor into the butternut squash. Insert. Put it in. And I'm going to get a spoon, and I'm going to spoon it. The only thing you should be spooning right now is onions. Hashtag social distancing. And now we're going to add some spices and allow it to simmer a little bit. So turn it down. We're going to add some chili powder. We're going to add a different type of chili powder. We're going to add some paprika. And we're going to add just a little bit of cumin, a little bit less than everything else. And so that is kind of to your own taste. You can really do anything with it. Just try and keep it kind of interesting. Alright, so we're going to let that simmer for a minute. And we're going to add our butternut squash. Now, what we're going to do is heat up some leftover quinoa from last night, where I did the same thing that I do for the onions in here, and then I added like sweet peppers or bell pepper, either one will work, and we're going to put that into the pan. Now you're going to want to mush the beans.
Johnny Bell's quarantine cooking